Some people can only be happy for you if they already have it. Because success with one friend can trigger grief. Let's be honest, okay? And if you're in competition and comparison, you are rejecting your help.
You don't have to be in the same stages to be a good friend. I don't have to be a parent to understand how it could be an added layer of responsibility for you.
I need to be happy for my friend. Not in theory, genuinely.
That's why them married ladies on TikTok be telling y'all we in happy marriages, but we're not coming here to tell you because y'all
behave. Because it's all about perspective. It's all about how you see a thing. It's like, I can only celebrate the stuff that you're getting that I already possess.
If you walk with someone in this life long enough, you are going to be in different seasons at some point.
Yeah. Look at somebody say, do better. Even if it's the dog, do better.
Now y'all know anybody can call you a friend, but not everybody shows up. So if you're down with the fake connection, Friendship University is the place to be, to learn, to grow, to laugh and build your community. Don't wait another minute, we're about to start. Don't listen, dance, listen, cause we're coming from the heart. Grab a break, grab a pen, cause we're back again. With the laugh and the lesson, sit down cause class is in session.
Welcome back to another episode of the
Friendship University Podcast.
You know, the number one podcast that teaches you how to get the friendships you truly want. I'm Kristen.
And I'm Tara.
And we're so happy to be here with you another week. We're about to head into Friendship Court, so we'll see you over there. Welcome back. We are now in Friendship Court with the Honorable Judge Tara presiding. How are you today, Judge?
I'm doing well, and I'm ready to get this case going. Let's do it.
So today we have Lisa versus Sarah. Plaintiff Lisa versus the defendant Sarah in the charge of failure to acknowledge evolving priorities. Let's hop into it. The plaintiff, Lisa, is married, living in the suburbs, and very recently found out she was pregnant and has not told anyone. Her best friend, defendant Sarah, is a few years younger, single, and living downtown. They became friends in college, but for the past 4 years, the plaintiff was living in another state. Recently, Lisa, the plaintiff, moved back to the area, and Sarah, the defendant, was elated. Here's the issue. The plaintiff feels because the defendant is younger and single, she wants to spend every weekend together. Every Monday, like clockwork, the plaintiff gets a text asking to hang out on Friday or Saturday. And because the defendant lives 30 minutes away and doesn't drive, even a casual coffee date turns into a half-a-day affair for the plaintiff. The plaintiff feels the constant hanging out is beginning to cause a slight rift in her marriage. As her husband has expressed, he feels like they hardly have any time together. Sometimes the plaintiff finds herself coming up with an excuse to not hang out with the defendant just so she and her husband can have a Saturday uninterrupted. But, like clockwork, the defendant will text again a few days later saying, "Are you sure you don't want to hang out this weekend?" The plaintiff just starts to feel so much immense guilt having to say no a second or third time. Now, the plaintiff explains that the defendant is very thoughtful and she's very much so the type of person who gives her all to her friendships. The plaintiff feels that right now she just doesn't have as much to give as the defendant does, explaining she has a husband who she enjoys spending time with, and upon finding out that she is pregnant, realizes she will be taking on a whole new world of responsibilities. The plaintiff expresses that she by no means wants to cut off her friendship with the defendant, but knows she can't give the defendant the same level of attention she was able to 5 or 6 years ago. The boiling point, the day prior to the submission of this, the plaintiff had about 10 unread texts from the defendant that she received over the weekend. Because the plaintiff was hosting family for the weekend, she was too busy to respond. The plaintiff even notes some of the texts asking if she was upset with the defendant, and it has caused the plaintiff to feel like if they can't get back to the defendant on their timeline, it's an automatic bruising of feelings. The plaintiff expresses she's very much a non-confrontational person and hates having to express emotions like this, and feels that her friend is just completely oblivious. How can they approach this in a way that is considerate of both parties' feelings while the plaintiff can stand her ground, she asks. So in the case of Lisa, the plaintiff, versus Sarah, the defendant, in failure to acknowledge evolving priorities, my apologies, how do you find the defendant?
That's a doozy. I'm going to have to think long and hard about this one.
Well,
Long and hard. Well, it's been, I see that this situation can bring up some complex feelings. The plaintiff has a very new lifestyle, something that the defendant does not share, has never experienced, so they don't have the context for that to just understand. It does require a conversation that will explain new norms. I do think that the defendant could be more understanding. And I do think she needs to work on coming to the knowledge of what it's like having empathy and putting herself in her friend's shoes. I do think she needs to do that. And this is going to be a rough one, but I'm going to make my judgment. But I have a feedback for the plaintiff as well.
okay.
I'm thinking, I'm finding it. I'm finding it. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to completely find the defendant guilty.
Ooh.
I'm going to have to say not guilty because even though I think that she should be aware, there were two things that I want to be everyone to think about. Number one, the defendant is young. She's younger. Also, she's never been three things. She's never been through this situation.
Yep.
And lastly, the plaintiff addressed and communicated that she is non-confrontational and she has not had a conversation about this. So because they have always had this type of friendship where they see each other frequently, that's the norm of their friendship. And because the plaintiff has not communicated this new norm, the defendant doesn't even know she's pregnant yet. I really think that the responsibility lies on the plaintiff to communicate that her life is changing because her life is changing.
Her life is changing.
The defendant's life has not changed.
Yeah.
So because you are the one with the issue and your life is changing, plaintiff, you need to talk to your friend and give them new expectations and say, hey, I love you. You're my friend. I appreciate you being in my life, and I love the fact that you want me around. My life is changing. I'm now married. With that marriage, I have new responsibilities to him. I have to see him. I want to go out with my husband. We have to cultivate our marriage so that we can have a great foundation, right, for our children. And when she's ready to disclose that she's pregnant, she has to build that situation up, build that connection up so that when she has a baby, they'll be solid.
Right.
And so it's up to her to communicate, hey, here's what I think is more realistic for me, being that now I have these new responsibilities, which you one day, if that's what you want, will have, right?
Yep.
These new responsibilities, I'm more likely to be available once every 4 to 6 weeks. We can talk on the phone, we can FaceTime, we can text, we can send each other memes to support our friendship, but to see each other in person, because I don't drive, which she mentioned, and because she has these new roles and responsibilities, it's more likely that she will be available once a month or once every 6 weeks. And if that's something she can do, that sets the expectation for the friend, because now the friend is not going to be texting
Reaching
every
out,
weekend,
yeah.
and now she's disappointed because you set those expectations, said, hey, these things are not the new normal. The new normal is more like 4 to 6 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks, whatever, what have you. And then allow that friend to say, oh, okay, that makes more sense. I understand. I'll adjust my expectations. So I find them not guilty, but I do sentence them both to have a conversation and watch this episode. So I don't want to see you back here at Friendship Court. Court is adjourned. Now it's time to take out the trash, take out the trash, take out the trash right now. Take out the trash, take out the trash. Trash, oh, the trash. Take out that trash. Oh. Take out the trash right now.
The part of class where we go over the real life things that we have incorporated into our lives to clean up the mess in it.
All right, today's topic on Take Out the Trash. I'm just going to tell a little story. So
Take us there.
one Christmas in the year 2025.
Okay.
24. It was 24. You know, I was kind of feeling a way about my life. It was not going how I saw it going. And I kind of had an attitude that year. A bit of an attitude. And one of my god sister, she gave me a Christmas present, and I opened the present, and it was a gratitude journal. It was just a little cute little gratitude journal. And in that moment, I was like, I guess I would have rathered something else, like a gift card. Like, oh, thank you. So sweet. Can I be honest? I'm just being honest.
That's for
don't
real.
judge me.
Yeah.
I feel judgment coming through this.
Not from here.
But I was just like, okay, whatever. But I realized that was really kind of a very intuitive gift. I feel like God really put that on her to give that to me because I needed to be more grateful is what she didn't know. And so as I started writing in this little gratitude journal, I was able to get myself back on track, out of a slump of feeling sorry for myself and kind of having a negative attitude about my life. And I was able to move out of this state of complaining to a state of gratitude. And gratitude is so powerful. And that's what I want to talk about here on Take Out the Trash, is how gratitude can change your perspective. There are certain situations where God won't change the situation, but God will change you within the situation. And you have to change before the situation changes. And so that was one of those times. And you have the power through gratitude to shift not only your perspective, but also shift the situation. Because when you're in a state of complaining and all you see is problems and issues, you can't see a solution.
That's so true.
You can't perceive a solution. You can only perceive a solution when you're grateful for where you are and you open your eyes to see what could be. And that's what gratitude does. So I want to give you a little facts on gratitude. Gratitude increases based on science, it increases neural activity in the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for managing negative emotions, helping to break negative thought patterns. Like, have you ever had a negative thought and you just stayed with that negative thought, and when you were cool at the beginning of the day, but by the end of the day, you were not cool anymore because you allowed that negative thought process to consume you, right?
Yeah.
It's important that we allow our gratitude to be our resting,
like our predisposition.
yes.
Yeah.
You know how people say, you have a resting face? Yeah, our baseline.
Yeah.
And that we just move through the world with a sense of gratitude. It also reduces anxiety and depression. That's Bible. right? The Bible says, for the spirit of heaviness, put on the garment of praise. So, which means when you feel down and heavy and burdened and laden, when you put on praise and when you activate a theology or a thought process of praise, it helps you move through the situation differently.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen those commercials for people overseas? They don't have a lot. They live in poverty, but they are happy. They're laughing. They're smiling. Sometimes, somehow they have joy because their joy is not based on what they have. It's based on their gratitude for life. They're grateful for family. They're grateful for the sun. They're grateful for clean water. They're grateful to have a meal today. They're grateful for, and it's like we can have all these things and we lack gratitude and we're still unhappy because maybe I don't have the shoes I want, or maybe that person didn't act the way I wanted them to. It's just like we miss the beauty of a situation because we are focused on the pain of a situation. So it also boosts self-esteem. You don't look like Beyonce, but you look like you. Okay.
I mean, who does?
You know, but I'm saying you can be grateful for your own beauty. Maybe your beauty is not the what's highlighted in fashion or what's highlighted, but that doesn't make you less beautiful.
Right.
It's just that's what they chose to highlight, but you're beautiful in your own way. So it helps you to deal with comparison because no, I will never look like you, and I don't need to look like you. I can just be me, and that's enough.
Yeah,
that's
enough.
Somewhere want this. No, I'm just, but seriously, somebody somewhere sees you, and even if it's just you, that's enough. And it enhances resilience when you can be grateful no matter the situation, no matter the hard times. It's something we can be grateful for. And so that's what I'm encouraging you to do, to take a look at your life and find something to be grateful for. And if that means you need to make your own gratitude journal and write every day, or just write it in your planner, like I'm grateful for family today. I'm grateful for my friendships today. I'm grateful for I have a job. I have a car. I have somewhere to lay my head. Maybe it might be the car I want. It's okay. I got a car. You know, maybe it's not the, place I want, the kind of house I always thought, but I have somewhere to, I have a purpose. I have a dream. Maybe I haven't completely fulfilled it yet, but some people don't even have a dream, I'm grateful for my health.
Man, come on, somebody.
Health is wealth. There are a lot of people that wish they could get their health back, and they might have all the money.
No amount of money is going to bring it back. I was literally just talking to someone about the other day that the truth of the matter is no amount of money stopped Steve Jobs from dying of cancer.
And he was a billionaire. So, gratitude is such a powerful tool to help you to see the solutions in your life versus the problems, and to be thankful for where you are. Nobody's at a place where there's no more growth needed.
Yeah.
We all need growth, and we all need, there's always room for improvement. And so when you're grateful for where you are, it just opens you up to more abundance, like abundance of joy, abundance of peace that you can have. You can literally have peace within yourself.
Yeah.
No matter where you are. You can say, no, it's not. I'm not quite where the old folks used to say, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not where I used to be.
Them saying start to hit differently.
As you get old, they start hitting different.
You're like, oh, I see why you said that.
I see why y'all run around the church. Huh? I see.
Man,
I see.
I love that. No, that is so true. I keep a running gratitude note,
Yes.
and this doesn't have to be, I might be like 217 had a great hair day.
Man.
312 got dinner with a friend, made a good meal.
Yes.
Just little notes as reminders. I don't think desire really never stops. You're always gonna want more, in a sense of like, how further can I go? And my purpose, desires for material things, all that. So Gratitude helps with that muscle memory to stay in the moment. And be thankful for where you are, not negating where you want to go, but honoring where you've come from. And what you have today. And have you ever like thought back at moments and been like, man, I thought that was bad then, but I actually was living. It was actually good. Okay, you think back on some of the college days when you was like, "Ooh, I was broke as a joke," but man, oh man, thinking about responsibilities then versus now, it's like,
I didn't know what I had. I actually was really blessed, and and I didn't appreciate it at the time. But like you have, and I love the power of gratitude because it's something you can control.
You can control it.
It's not something you have to wait on somebody else to do for you. It's something that you can decide whenever you want to decide. If you're in the bathroom, if you're at work, if you're in the car, you can decide to list off things and to go into that moment of gratitude and praise and thanksgiving and allow God to speak to you. Enter his gates with thanksgiving, his courts with praise. Like that's how you get to God. It's like a lot of times God is speaking to us, but we can't perceive him or hear him over our own complaining. Over our own negative thoughts and our own heartbreak. But when we put that to the side for God's plan and say, Lord, I know you have a plan. Thank you that you love me. Thank you that you have a plan for me. Thank you that I'm grateful for, where I've come from, how I've overcome. I overcame last time. You brought me through this. You brought me through that. You brought me through this. Woo! I've seen you bring me out over and over again. Thank you that you'll bring me out again. Like,
thank you for waking me up another day.
I get another chance. I get another chance. Yeah, for sure. So don't get me. I get up and run around this.
Okay. Take off right now.
Okay.
Glory! Thank you. Yes, I love that. Yes, gratitude, it's a disposition, and it does more for you than you think.
You ever had
really does.
You ever had a cleanup praise? You was just cleaning up the house, and that praise and worship was on, and you had forgot about your cleanup.
You be gone.
You got sidetracked.
I actually have messed up more now that I've Tasmanian deviled around the house.
It turned into a
whirlwind.
concert.
It just accosted me.
You start having a concert.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. I mean, that's great. It often happens when I'm cleaning up because I'm thankful that I have something to clean up. Come on, somebody. Could be in the box. Could have been me.
Outdoors with no food. You know what? He knew what he was doing.
Okay.
And no clothes.
No clothes. Could have been me. We are all a few decisions away.
Oh my
few moments
God.
away from being on the other side.
But he kept me. See that? The older you get,
you just really put it into perspective.
Them older people. He kept me. Wait. When I didn't want to be kept. When I didn't want to be kept, he kept me. Oh
man, that's good. I love that. Yeah. You know what? We're going to take a praise break.
We need a praise break. We'll be back.
Y'all.
See us for the main lesson. Okay, we need a praise. Okay,
praise music. Welcome back, y'all. We hope you took a moment
to give God some praise.
And took a moment for gratitude up in here because there's something to be thankful for.
Something.
One thing at least.
I love how you said something.
Classes in session. Have you ever looked at your friend's life and thought,
we started in the same place, so why are we in such different places and seasons now?
One friend is getting married, one is having kids, one is buying a home, and another one is still figuring it out. Hello.
Let's talk about what happens when friendships exist on different timelines.
Today's topic, you all. So, What can it look like when friends are in different stages of their life, right? It can show up in a couple of ways. We did just talk about buying homes, having kids, all of that jazz. One person can have more responsibilities or different sets of responsibilities than another friend. One may have a little bit more flexibility. If you have kids and I don't, my time is probably a little bit more flexible than yours because I'm only really looking out for myself versus a whole nother human being who depends on me for everything.
Or aging parents and grandparents. Now we're at that stage.
Yeah, that's true. One person can be celebrating milestones. Again, we are at the age where one person can be celebrating bringing in life and another may be celebrating losing life in some capacity. So they could be grieving about things. And this can lead you to perhaps grieve what hasn't yet happened for you. And now the friendship feels different. You're feeling like maybe we don't have the same connection we once had. And it's not because you don't care about them or you don't love them anymore. It's just different. It's like we used to kiki on the phone all the time and get up in the middle of the night and decide, let's just go get some ice cream. And, life has changed, and that could be something that you have to navigate through.
Yeah, it's like, if you're not careful, it can leave the door open for easily can allow for comparison, for competition, for jealousy or envy to quietly creep in. So like the first step we have to do is be honest and transparent and acknowledge our feelings, right? Like acknowledge the fact that you might, if you are in different seasons in your friendships, you might feel left behind. Maybe your friend, y'all both are entrepreneurs, or and another one's business is thriving, right? And they're making milestones. They're buying a building, or they're reaching milestones, and you haven't. And so maybe you could feel left behind, or a friend gets married, has a child, whatever. Feel left behind. It can make you feel out of sync or unsure how you fit into their lives, and that is so normal. I want you to first acknowledge that and not be afraid to acknowledge that you have to find a new normal. Just like in the friendship court, one friend was changing, her life was changing, and the friendship had to find a new rhythm.
And they both still cared about each other. They just had to find that new rhythm and find the new path that worked for both of them.
Yes, and that required communication. So that happening doesn't make, and having those feelings doesn't make you a bad friend, right? Just having a feeling of like, man, I don't really know how I fit into her life anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is going to look like anymore. That is a normal feeling. And can I say that makes you human? But also knowing this, I'm so happy for this episode, because maybe your friend is in this position, but y'all haven't, maybe she just got engaged, or maybe she's seriously dating someone, or, or maybe her business is starting to, and they're not fully at that place, but it's in the beginning stages. You can get ahead of it.
That's true.
You can get ahead of it. You can start to already deal with that, and y'all maybe can start having those conversations. Like, girl, what do you feel like you're gonna be comfortable with if y'all get married? Like, as far as friendship goes, what does that look like for you? Honestly, no pressure. I want to make sure that we are able to like land this plane.
Yeah, some people might tell you the first month of my marriage, I ain't going nowhere. Right. I'm going to be at home.
And I love that, because you can plan. You can literally plan for this stuff. Yeah. Like, girl, let's, like 3 months before you get into the thick of it, let's go on a girls trip. Or let's like do something for us, so that we get our time in before You have to completely dedicate yourself to this new situation
and find your new normal.
Yeah, so you can get ahead of some of this stuff and plan for it. Yeah,
absolutely. And you do that by asking questions.
Yes,
like I love how you said, what does it look like for you? Even if you have friends who move across, one of our closest friends moved across the country.
Yeah.
Different time zone and everything. And, when they were leaving, it was kind of like we are used to seeing each other all the time now. What's kind of an expectation are you thinking? Will you travel home? Will I come visit you? Do you, of course, once a year, a couple of times a year? What does that kind of look like? And it can allow you to start, planning and as well as setting the expectation with yourself and them. That also, I feel like oftentimes when people are in those life transitions, they may need support, but they don't say it. Yes, it's joyous when people are getting married and buying homes and having children. Those are joyous occasions, but they can also be kind of high stress sometimes. It can be a lot that you feel like you're having to do and what you feel like is a short amount of time. So, asking the questions of what it feels like for not just me to continue to be in your life, but to support you as you're going through these life transitions. I may not be a parent, but what does it look like? Is it expectation that you feel like your friends should watch your kids? Because some people, do and some people don't. I've had friends who don't necessarily expect their friends to watch their children.
Right.
It's like, oh, it's not your responsibility. I'll just drop them off with my parents or something. And then I've had friends who no, you my friend. If I need somebody and you free, then I'm gonna drop the baby off. Yeah. And that should be fine, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, I love the fact that you said that. A lot of times we have talked about, even last week's previous episodes, we've talked about friends going through hard times and showing up in hard times. But I think this also is going to require some intelligence emotionally, because how do you show up when your friend is having a good time?
Yeah. Are you letting them have their moment?
Yeah, when your friend is a time of celebration for your friend. And so you talked about it looked like offering support. And offering support without centering yourself.
Right. You don't have to be in the same stages to be a good friend.
Ooh, that's so good.
It's like I don't have to be a parent to understand how it could be an added layer of responsibility for you.
Can I say this? Don't be mad, y'all. Some people can only be happy for you if they already have it.
Some people want it all, but I don't want it all.
It's like, oh, I can only celebrate the stuff that that you're getting that I already possess. So, but if it's something I don't have, I can't really celebrate you. And it's just like, that's not right.
And I think as you go through life with your friends and you are having these different moments of seasons where they may be doing things and then you're doing other things, it's important to recognize that could be happening for sure, because it's okay to desire what they have.
Yes.
If you want to get married and all of your friends are getting married, and you come to the realization, it's like, okay, I'm happy for them, but I'm still looking, I can remain hopeful in that. But if it's causing hindrance in your ability to then show up, now it's like, what's happening? Yeah. What's the root?
Yeah. You don't need the same timeline to be a good friend. Like, y'all don't have to be neck and neck, having the same thing happening to y'all for y'all to celebrate each other. And I think that's important to learn how to, we talk about this, to let people have their moments. We talk about this.
Yeah, all the time.
if they got a new job, let them talk about their new job.
Clap.
Don't clap and let that conversation be about the new job.
Mm-hmm.
Don't talk about yourself in that moment. Let them have
it.
If they get a new boo, let them talk about their new boo.
They're excited. Let them get the butterflies off.
Let them get it off and talk about it and be happy, and not you talk about how ain't no good men out here.
Man.
How you came back. No, let them celebrate that they found a good man.
That's why them married ladies on TikTok be telling y'all we in happy marriages, but we're not coming here to tell you because y'all
behave.
behave.
So I'm just saying, like, you have to learn, and we talk about like everything's not about you. Learn how to celebrate. The Bible says rejoice with those who rejoice. Learn how to celebrate a person and what they're doing and accomplishing, and just let them have that.
Yeah, that's very true. That is so true.
Even when you are sad, oh, that's so hard, and that takes such maturity in God, because it's really immature to. You ever been around kids and it's one of the kids' birthday, but the other kid is talking about their birthday?
Yeah, my birthday.
But my birthday, when my birthday comes, it's like, but today is not your birthday.
Yeah, or even
today
like trying to blow the candles out.
Yes, and it was like that clip of that baby trying to blow they sibling candles out. It's like, yeah, today is not about you today, though.
You know what helps you to do that? Practicing gratitude consistently.
Yes.
Like we just talked about. If you are in a constant state of practicing gratitude, which doesn't negate the fact that you will have feelings of sadness sometime, you'll go through things. But when you are in a state of gratitude, it does allow you to, at the same time, maybe feeling an emotion, you know, for things that you are hoping for your own life, while still being able to show up for them, because you still on some level are thankful for what you have.
Yes. But can you also be thankful for what your friend got?
Yeah.
As someone who was on the journey with them. Can you celebrate the fact that God did it for your friend?
But you see, you want to know the crazy part about that is some people can't, because they know your story and know where you came from, and they don't think you deserve it. Maybe
none of us deserve anything.
None of us deserve anything, period.
So
they be like, I used to know you and what you used to do. Yeah, and what about it?
So what? And that's what, and that is why it really is all about having the right perspective and the right heart posture, because none of us deserve anything.
This is why I think it's important to have a community, because when you're going through that simultaneous celebratory moment with your friend while also potentially grieving something for yourself, you, in a community, you will have someone else to talk to about this.
That's so good, because you can't talk to the friend that's rejoicing.
You don't want to talk to the friend who's rejoicing.
That's
Let
not
them
fair.
have the moment. I can take this someplace else.
Yes, and help me work through my grief.
Right.
How I'm triggered, because success with one friend can trigger grief. Right.
It can.
Let's be honest, okay? It can trigger. It's like,
it can make you reflect. It can put you into a moment of reflection, and sometimes reflection can trigger sadness or grief.
Yes. And so you have to learn how to balance the tension. There's a tension where I need to be happy for my friend, not in theory, genuinely when she tells me she overcame, she was down, and now she up. I need to genuinely be supportive and be happy. Celebrate it like it was happening to me.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Genuinely. And I need to be able to check my own, any grief that might have tried to come up to overshadow my celebration of my friend. Because it'll try to overshadow it. it's to me, it's demonic. Let's call it a thing, because now I cannot be present for my friend because I'm focused on myself. What a strategy, right?
Yeah.
And what does that create?
Rift.
A rift,
Distance,
division. So it's okay for you to be around when I'm down and my life sucks and I'm in agony and depression, but when I finally get up, you can't be there for me. That's hurtful. So to the friend that is doing well, that is a painful reality.
Yeah.
And I could be there for you when you started doing well and you were happy and I was happy and I was doing flips when you got a new job and but when I got one, nothing, silence.
I'm gonna say something. You know what that makes me think about? And I've said this jokingly before, I believe, to you all, but I honestly do stand on this. Don't take the moment at my wedding to propose to your boo. Don't do that.
It's not the best man.
It's not the best man, because now I gotta share my moment, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Can I say this? I love that picture, but rejoicing with them doesn't mean ignoring your pain.
It doesn't, which is why you need somewhere to work it out.
You got to work through that. It does mean not letting your pain, a real pain, right? Steal their joy. It's not right. It's not right. It's not right. I feel like this is where that gratitude, like we talked about, and thankfulness can shift everything.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
because
true.
it's all about perspective. It's all about how you see a thing. Right? If I'm thankful for, maybe I'm not on my path, maybe I'm not engaged, but there's something in my life that I can be grateful for. Right? I can look at my life and say, okay, my friend is doing this, but thank you, Lord, for what you're doing in her life. And thank you, Lord, for this over here that you're doing in my life.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Right? We don't have to have the same experiences for us to be able to appreciate what God is doing.
Yeah.
And I feel like when we allow the devil or the enemy to make us compare, where it makes us complain about what hasn't happened for us instead of rejoicing with our neighbor and allowing it to be a testimony that, man, God, you did it for her.
You did it.
You kept your promise. And they used to say, the old folks used to say, if he does it for my neighbor, he's in the neighborhood.
He's in the neighborhood.
That's a testimony that God can do it. Here's the thing. Let me just get this
stick
out.
with you.
Stick with me. Don't quit me. When Israel went into the promised land, they had to, God's instructions was them to basically, they're each going to have to go and possess their territory, because there were people in the land already, but God had given them the land. And so once they possessed their territory, their job was to go and help the other tribe possess their territory. So, and it's so funny that sometimes we forget about that. Like, somebody got to go first, and then their job is to help.
That's true. That's
so
very true.
If you're comparing and in competition, you're misunderstanding a very powerful process that God will use somebody to go up first, get their territory, so that they can go and help their brother acquire what they need. Somebody got to come back and tell the story and say, okay, this is what you're going to need to do, X, Y, and Z. And if you're in competition and comparison, you are rejecting your help.
Yeah, that's good.
God could have sent them up first so that they can go and help you and say, nah, this is what you need to do, X, Y, and Z. But you so stuck on yourself and hating and, misunderstanding what the process, you're not able to receive from that person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's so true. That's good. You could be rejecting your help. They could have blazed the trail.
Ooh, that's so good. For you.
But because your comparison, which is the thief of joy. It's like, I couldn't see that. And maybe sometimes it's not for you to see the whole picture at the time. But God looks at the heart
Yeah.
of a man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, if looking at your heart, you cannot be joyful, you cannot be celebratory, you cannot really put yourself to the side in the sense for that moment and be there for them. Why would he even allow?
You're not mature.
You're not mature enough.
You're not ready.
You're not ready for it.
You're not
clearly.
ready. Because all the next level is more humbling, more service, more laying of yourself down, more giving of yourself for the sake of others. It's more leadership. And what do leaders? They gotta stay late and wake up early, and they gotta take the pain and carry the burden and carry the pressure.
The leader has the name, but they take the acknowledgement and the victory, but they also take the losses.
They take the L's.
Their name is out there regardless.
They take the L's. And so the next level of your life is that. So if you can't show that you can't be you can't handle the negative, you can't handle the pressure, you can't step aside and let other people take the credit, and you're not ready. You're not ready. And which is why they have to go first. And they got to come back and tell you, hey, you need to work on this, and this. So, because God's trying to take you somewhere, and you're going to need to have this in line.
Yeah, that's true. And if you walk with someone in this life long enough, you are going to be in different seasons at some point.
Yes.
It's just inevitable.
That's how life is.
That is just how life is. So, you don't have to look at it, though, as a means of thinking, oh, we're drifting apart or going in different directions. You very well much so can feel like maybe you're going in different directions. Maybe they're going down this street. Maybe they're going down that street. But if the goal for both of you all in friendship is to remain connected, and we're making up in our minds that I care about you and I know I'm supposed to walk this life with you, who knows where the cul-de-sac at the end of that is going to circle back around.
You never know.
You never know. So when you're looking at these different timelines, as I just said, it doesn't mean you're drifting apart. It means that you're learning how to walk alongside each other differently. Like, again, going back to maybe I've never been a wife, but you're getting married. Okay, I know there's a lot of pressure with the wedding. What can I do to support you in that aspect? I've heard, or I've seen it, or, we know. Like, yes, you can have certain levels of oblivion to things you've never physically gone through yourself, but more oftentimes than not, you can guesstimate what comes with certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody gets a new job, they're going to talk about it, but it's also more responsibility. Maybe now their time is different. Maybe they have to work weekends. Maybe it changes their schedule. Who knows? So you just have to be aware that the longer you walk with someone, the more probability there will be that there will come moments in life where they're dealing with one thing and you're dealing with another, and you all are going to have to know how to support one another through those things.
Yeah, and it's like maintaining your connection across these different stages, like, it's going to require some intentionality.
It does.
It really does
It
require
really does.
some communication. We talk about communication nonstop here, and it is going to require y'all to have those conversations like, okay, girl, this job is kicking my butt. I am staying long hours. It's more money, but it's more me. It's more of me. They require more of me. Or having this baby, I never thought having this baby would be like this.
For some people, they don't imagine their life will change as much as it actually does when these things come.
And then once it does, it's like, girl, well, I got married, but then my husband lost his job. Or I got married and then a parent dies. And then, girl, I never thought it would be like this. I know you can't be here, but just like, I know I can't talk long, but I'm going to try to talk when I can. Or I'm going to just text me,
Text me, send a good voice note.
Or, we're going to send memes for a little while. Or we'll just check in, make sure, don't go 2 weeks without checking on me, or I'll check on you. We'll just check in. And we kind of have that. Like, we check in every, we don't go more than like 2 weeks without saying something in the group chat. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, checking on each other. So adjusting, you might have to adjust how often you see each other. With the timeline shifting, redefine what quality time looked like. There was a point where quality time looked like us being together
all the time.
And now quality time might look like us being on a FaceTime. You know, us planning a trip once every other year. Us, you know, we get to work together. So we get to see each other like once every quarter.
Right.
So it just depends. You have to redefine that and giving each other grace through those busy seasons. Like, please, y'all, please don't be that friend that's mad about everything. Like, and not looking at things from other people's perspective.
Yeah.
Like, grow up. I know. And hear my heart on this. I'm not saying you're a child. I'm saying we got to be more mature. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say grow. But you get what I'm saying. Like, we got to grow in our emotional and spiritual maturity to understand that we got to give each other grace.
Yeah, well, I mean, we need grace.
Yeah.
You aren't always a walk in the park. Like,
Hello.
you want people to get, and this, we could have college students listening to this. This can oftentimes happen when you graduate, even high school or college. It's like you plucked out of your world that you were in, that you thought was the real world, and actually put into the real world for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it could look like different states.
Listen, I want to say this as sweetly and delicately as I can. Your friendships don't have to always look the same to be meaningful, okay? They don't. Change is inevitable. Say this with me. Change is inevitable.
Is inevitable.
Okay? It is going to happen. And go with it. Don't fight. Don't fight it. Don't fight to remain the same, but be flexible. Like, when we look at the environment and we look at, like, take Florida, for example. What kind of tree do we often see in Florida?
Palm tree?
Palm tree. You ever seen a palm tree in the wind?
Oh, yeah.
They can
bend
and sway. They can withstand a ton of wind, like very strong winds, and stay rooted and stay grounded. Because they're made to handle that kind. Like, we need to be like a palm tree.
Yeah.
We need to have flexibility in life, like be able to
rooted but flexible.
Handle the ebbs and flows of life, and not. There used to be a book called, I'm not advocating for this book, but it's called Who Moved My Cheese? And basically the book is about how you handle change at work and how you can fight and to remain the same, but you have to learn how to pivot. You have to learn how to deal with the changes of life and be supportive and not get stuck on the fact that things are different now. They're going to be different. Life one thing about change we know about life is gonna change. So, and not to be focused on what we want and what we're getting all the time. So I just want you to know that even though your friendships are gonna change and look different, that doesn't mean y'all can't continue your friendship. It just takes intention. It takes effort.
It's gonna take effort. It's not effortless. Like it. When you put the groundwork in, it can become that way.
Yes.
But you do have to be aware that intentionality is effort.
And you can educate yourself and get ahead of it and have a plan.
And have a plan.
Man, people, once y'all find out one of your friends is pregnant, y'all got some months.
Clearly.
Y'all gonna have a few months.
You got some months.
Until the baby comes.
Right.
So y'all have conversations can be had on how we plan to stay connected. How we plan to support you at this time. How we plan to celebrate. Y'all have some time. Or somebody's getting married, or, different things are happening. These good things are happening. You can get ahead of it. So by the time the wedding, you not showing your tail at her wedding because you feeling away.
Yeah.
You could have got ahead of this 6 months ago when she told you she was engaged.
Yeah.
So you could have dealt with those, triggers and that grief that's coming up for you in your life long before the wedding came, so that by the time you get to the wedding and the bachelorette party and all the little fun and the bridal shower, you not still dealing with your stuff. You could have been dealt with your stuff 6 months ago, 3 months ago. Why are you at the wedding still dealing with your stuff?
Because you didn't deal with it.
That's not how you do it.
Bad lady.
And being a bad friend,
Yep.
because you didn't take the time to get ahead of it and deal with your stuff, and now you're not able to show up. We got to do better. Look at somebody, say do better, even if it's the dog. Do better. we got to do better.
Do better with them.
Better. All right.
Yeah. I really do love that. It's just important to understand that, like we talked about with managing the duality sometimes that comes with being present and celebratory for your friends while experiencing pain, that you are not, you're not missing it. You know, you're not too late. This isn't the end. This isn't over.
Yeah.
Like I like to think, I know it can be a very optimistic way to think about things, but I like to think every day that I wake up is another opportunity.
Another
The
chance.
story is not over yet.
What if your man at her wedding? You don't know.
But you so mad.
But you so mad. You got an attitude. You might miss your boo. You don't know.
Miss him.
What if your new man is her new man
best
cousin?
man.
And when you go to the baby shower, when you just so happy and exuberant and full of life, he like, who is that? You don't know. You don't know
You
how
never
God's
know.
gonna do it. But
You never know.
see, God will test you.
Yep.
He will allow certain things to test your heart. And when you show up correctly, you will get the blessing. But when you mishandled the situation, that could have been your test.
Yeah. That could have been, that's good.
That could have been your test. Oh, how she gonna handle that? Okay, she don't know that when she handled that right, I'm gonna unlock this for her.
Yeah. And now the door's still locked.
Cause you missed it. You missed
Can't
your
get
shit.
right.
Like my niece say, your chance.
Not your chance.
Your chance.
My
You
goodness.
missed your chance. Cause you missed it. You failed the test. I'm telling y'all, as someone who has failed a test or two, I'm not
Hello,
talking about how I
somebody.
fasted. I'm talking about how I failed.
Failed.
Big F.
Miserably.
God will test your heart through how you handle what's going on with the people around you. If you read your Bible, somebody say read your Bible. He sent blessings in peculiar packages. It's never coming how you think it's coming. Oh, y'all need a savior? I'ma send him. He gonna be in the manger, wrapped in swaddling clothes. Is that how you thought your king would come? No, you didn't. Okay, you need a king. Oh, he gonna come riding on a donkey, and you're gonna have discernment to be able to discern. Oh, that's
It's
my
him.
blessing right there. Oh, you was looking for the king. Oh, when Samuel was looking for the next king of Israel and God told him to go to Jesse's house, he was like, oh, it got to be that one. He looked like a king. God was like, that ain't.
He was
that
like,
ain't.
and had to ask, do you have another
You got
son?
another son? Somebody.
Because it's not
That's
none
not
of
it.
these people.
God always is going to put your stuff in a peculiar package. Why? Because you have to have his heart to be able to discern it. If you looking at the outside, you gonna miss it. If you looking at how things look and how things seem, you're gonna miss it. If you have to have a heart of humility and the fruit of the spirit to be able to discern your next thing, because he's gonna put it in a package that look like a problem. It's gonna look real jacked up. You're gonna be like, I don't want that. And God's like, You sure?
You said
You sure you don't want it?
Okay.
You sure you don't want to babysit today? That would be helpful. Okay, I'll babysit today. Oh, her cousin come by. You didn't know the cousin was fine. You didn't know.
Hello.
But because you served and you humble. See, one more. When Isaac was looking for a wife, and he said, bring the girl that's serving the camels.
Yeah.
And so the girl that was serving the camels was Rebecca. She offered water. She was just doing it.
She was just
out of her service.
She had a service heart.
She had a
service. Yeah, she had a heart to serve.
I want to beat on something. She had a heart to serve. She didn't know that her blessing was on the other side of that. Had the other girls knew what was coming and who he was, they would have been serving too. Yeah. But you can't. This is not something you can manufacture. This is something you have to have been trained.
Yeah. Gotta be
I want to slap you. Can I kick you? It gotta be in you.
Yeah.
It gotta have trained in you. So once the test come, it's quiet. Don't nobody know when the test is coming. Don't nobody know. God makes sure that you don't know when the test is coming.
Yeah.
And so when you're trained and you have a servant's heart, and it's not about you. Yeah. Maybe Rebecca didn't feel like watering no camels today. Maybe she was tired.
My off day.
It's my off day. But God was like, are you going to do it anyway? Are you going to serve when it's inconvenient for you?
That's really what it is. Yeah.
When it's not, when you don't feel like it. When it ain't about you. When you're not going to get anything out of the deal. And when she did that, it was a test. And she passed the test. And so she was chosen to be Isaac's wife. Huge. So I'm saying, here's what I'm saying. When God, timelines and friendships can do this. But don't miss your next season because you didn't show up in humility in the fruit of the Spirit with the people God has aligned you with in life.
Yeah.
Because that's a test. Can I help somebody? That how you show up for your friend when God is blessing them, it's a test for you. And if you mishandle that, you might miss your next season. I'm not trying to be ugly and I'm not trying to scare you, but I am trying to warn you that how you handle people, God is really looking at that. How you handle, how you just think you could just willy-nilly and treat people any kind of way, not so. Not so. So, amen. Had to get that off my chest.
Listen, give it to the people. Okay? Got to give them the truth. This is what we're here for, because we want you to have thriving relationships, and not only in working on yourselves, but in working on yourselves, showing up better for people. Showing up better for yourself as well, and better for God. It's not just I'm showing up for my friend. Maybe you on assignment. Yeah.
Maybe you're assigned to that friend. Maybe y'all are assigned to each other. And when you allow the enemy to make you not do your assignment, you are going against and out of alignment with God.
Yeah. Y'all, we're gonna wrap it up. I think that's a good point. You know, the right friendships will know how to grow with you. Essentially. Any last lingering thoughts?
You're not behind.
Nope.
Let me say it again. I said, let me run it back. Tú, in Spanish, español, are not behind.
You are not late.
You are on your own. Somebody say own.
Own.
Own. OWN. Own time. timeline.
Yes, that is, and don't make the comparison of it all, looking at someone else's timeline, make you miss your exit because you're not paying attention to yours. Okay. This week's homework assignment is going to be, you're going to do a map of your friendships. So I want you to write down your 2 to 4 closest friends and reflect on each of them, asking yourself these questions. What season are they in right now? Is it busy? Are they building a family? Are they struggling? Are they building business? Different things like that. What season are you in? And then pinpoint any disconnection you feel to these individuals and why. Now, this assignment is to not create division, but build the awareness without judgment. Once you start to pinpoint, like, if there is any disconnection, find solutions. If you feel like this is a relationship worth continuing, that these are friends, these are your closest friends, I want to feel connected to them, continue to have them in my life, then figure out solutions, based on this conversation, based on your prayer time, different things like that, where you feel like you can regain that closeness again. So that's this week's homework assignment, you all. Until the next class.
Peace.
Friendship University is the place to be, to learn, to grow, to laugh and build your community. Don't wait another minute, we're about to start. Don't listen, listen, cause we're coming from the heart. Grab a brain, grab a pen, cause we're back again. With the laugh and the lesson, sit down cause class is in session.